Well, good afternoon, guys. Thanks for dropping in this afternoon. Guys, this afternoon, my bud has been mowing and on that lawnmower for 5 days straight, trying to get caught up after a rain and try to get mowed before rains. So today on my hand, it's a beautiful day, but it's windy as all get out. And I'm out of pickled eggs, so I'm sitting here shelling these eggs, if you want to call it that. And we finna get over there and we're gonna make a couple of jars of pickled eggs. Now today I'm gonna be making an Asian style pickled egg, and then I got some more pineapple. I don't know if y'all seen one of my videos where I made some pineapple flavored eggs. And in that video on our taste test 3 days later, I said, well, them's good. They'd be good on salad, but they're wasted good pineapple because no stronger than it was. But then I'd made, either before that or after that, some Jezebel sauce flavored eggs, and I loved them. But when I went back to buy some more of that Jezebel flavored sauce in that, I don't know, we'll see the brand here in a little bit, Captain something or other, they had some pineapple. So today we're gonna make a jar out of the pineapple and a jar of my Asian. So after we get these eggs right here all out their shells, and these are fresh eggs, and when you're fooling with fresh eggs, you want to put them in your freezer. These here I put in the freezer. They've been in there about 2 weeks. You get your water to a rolling boil, drop that egg in there for 12 minutes. Then when you take it out, you'll see here I got just a pan, and I had a froze. That was a Dr. Pepper bottle full of water froze. And I already had that in the water, had it good and cold. You take them eggs straight out of there and put them in that cold water and let them sit till they cool. Your eggs will peel without tearing your eggs up. Now fresh eggs straight out of the nest don't do as good if they already done been sitting in the refrigerator a couple of weeks. Y'all see how easy them are peeling? But when I get these peeled, then we're gonna get over there and we're gonna mix up our sauce, and we're gonna start out with the Asian style first and get that jar fixed up. Now I ain't doing these to seal for long term. Ever so often I'll make me a couple of jars, sit out here in the refrigerator, and now that it's getting hot, I'm gonna be eating a lot more than I normally did, because now I can come in from mowing and I'm sit here gonna chill off for a minute, and I eat me 2 or 3 eggs every evening. All right, guys, we got them eggs de-shook, shelled, whatever you want to call it. Now we finna start out here. I'm working off the top of the barbecue grill as a table just because I didn't want to sit up that way today because of how the sun's shining right now and it's so windy. Y'all probably gonna be hearing the wind chimes, but I wore the mic so maybe y'all can hear me good. But in my pot right here, I got on my little hot plate. Already got measured out here. This is 1 cup of cold water. Now this is a ½ cup measuring cup. So we're gonna use it instead of having a cup or all that sitting out here. I'm gonna go in with 1 cup of vinegar. There's a ½ a cup. That makes a cup. So 1 and 1, water to vinegar. And that's gonna be more than I need to make 1 jar. If I have too much, I may put it in another little jar and boil me some more eggs later. Now I'm gonna let that come up to a boil, but what we're gonna be using for our Asian flavored is some of this mushroom oyster sauce. And I ain't gonna pronounce this right because it's kind of like that old Worcestershire sauce. You know, nobody pronounces it the same, or nobody pronounces it correct, but this right here is Hosing sauce. This here is where your Asian food gets some of their sweetness from. And we're going to be using some dark soy sauce, not the light soy sauce, because I'm wanting the dark. Now to start out with, I'm going to use my measuring cup, but I'm going to tell you, because y'all know me, if you watch me cooking, I don't exactly measure anything every time I cook. I just kind of go with the taste. Start out with, we're going to go in with oyster sauce. And I'm going to say we're going to have about, looking in this cup right here, about a quarter of a cup of the mushroom oyster sauce. Then we're going to go in with about a quarter of the cup of Hosing sauce. And that may be a little less than a quarter, because that didn't fill that cup, half cup all the way up. And then I'm going to say we're going to use about an eighth of a cup of the dark soy sauce. Now this can be adjusted after we get it heated up and stirred up in here. But I'm going to just go on. That's starting to come up to a little simmer. I'm going to go on and put that in here with the vinegar and the water. Start giving that a stir around. I don't need to use that spoon. See if I can get as much raked out there as I can. Because at this point I ain't going to do no more measuring. I may add a little bit if I think it needs a little more sweetness. So what I'm going to do to save this, I'm going to go rinse it with water real quick and pour that in there. So it's going to be just a little bit more water in that pot. Actually, I didn't save much of that sauce. I ended up washing my cup. But we'll put about an eighth of a cup in there. Now that's starting to come up to a little boil. We're going to go in with a teaspoon of garlic powder in our sauce. And we're going to let that kind of simmer and blend them seasonings together, and then I'm going to give it a sample taste to see what I think. And this is where everybody's different. In order to get that flavor in that egg, it's actually got to be stouter on your seasonings right here in this pot when you sampling it, to make it soak into that egg and make that egg taste like you want. So that's something you got to remember. That's why my pineapple eggs, they had that little pineapple flavor, worked good on cutting up on salads, but it wasn't worth wasting the pineapple to me on. So I'm gonna take my spoon here. Actually, I'm going to give it just another shot of this Hosing sauce. I think I could have put a little less of the dark soy sauce, but how you can counteract that is put a little bit of the sweetener in there. I think that's going to be all right with me. But like I said, that's something where you got to play around with, but you got to remember, if you get this right here, the flavor you think you like, if you like Asian food, if you get this to where you think you like it, your eggs ain't going to taste just like that. This is going to have to be stouter than you like it in order to make your eggs come out tasting in that same ball game, if you want to say it that way. So next, we're going to get our jar over here. And I can't rightly remember how many eggs this holds, but we're going to start putting eggs in there. And I have some DP sweet onion right here out of the garden chopped up. We're going to drop some of that in there as we putting these eggs in there. Also, I got 4 little pieces of cloves of garlic. I'm going to put 2 in this jar, 1 right now. Drop a few more onion, drop another egg, another piece of onion, another piece of garlic. And I didn't even count that, how many that held. It don't matter, it held what it held, didn't it? Now I ain't gonna use no funnel or nothing. We're gonna pour this right over that. That was pretty good. Ain't much in there to waste. We're gonna take this little fork, run right down beside it. But guys, like I said, I ain't pressure canning these to seal for long term. All I'm gonna do is put the lid back on here. I think I'm gonna drop a piece of onion right there on top. Help hold the egg down. Now I'm gonna put this lid on there. And I'm gonna set this right over here and let it cool. And after it cools, before I go in the house for the night, it's gonna go in my outside fridge. Now I won't open these up for the minimum of 3 days before I start eating. So now let me get all this put up and my other stuff out, and we finna make some Captain Rodney's. That's what I was trying to think of a while ago, the brand in that Jezebel sauce I used. But when I went to get some more, I seen they had Captain Rodney's pineapple pepper jelly. So I'm gonna see how that turns out and see if it does the pineapple flavor as good as it did the Jezebel flavor. So let me get all this put up, my pan washed out, another jar, and we'll be ready to make the pineapple. Alright guys, so I'm set up again, starting out the same way, turning my hot plate on. I got a half a cup of water in here. Sorry about that. That was 1 cup of water in there, guys. And then we're gonna go in with 1 cup of vinegar, half a cup at a time. We're gonna let that start coming up to a little boil / simmer there. This wind's horrible out here this evening, but this is what we need to dry this place up. While that's going on, I'm gonna go on and add me a teaspoon of garlic powder right in there to that. I guess I add garlic powder to just about any pickled eggs I make. And sometimes I add sugar, but this is already the sweetener. Now, these here gets expensive if you want to make these eggs and these Jezebel eggs, because this right here, yeah, I paid $11.99 for that little jar of pineapple pepper jack jelly. So that makes my eggs expensive when I do these or them Jezebels. Now the rest of that's different. But anyway, I done bought it and I'm finna try it. But I'm gonna tell y'all, this is some good stuff. Pineapple pepper jelly. Now I made sure to have my pot and my spoons all washed up because I don't want to mix my Asians with my Hawaiian girls, you know what I mean? But you know, that probably would be a pretty good looking beach. Kind of a little mixed up there. Ain't nothing wrong with them Asian and them Hawaiian girls. Just never did make it nowhere to see none of them. Alright, once that starts coming up to a simmer, actually to make sure these come out flavoring like this, I'm going to use half of this jar. So you talking about that's six $60 right there already tied up these eggs, so I may not experiment around with these no more. But I like flavor to my eggs. I don't care for just a pickled in vinegar, just a what I call a barroom pickled egg. I ain't ever cared for that. If I'm gonna do that, I'd just sooner have a boiled egg and salt on it and just let me have it by itself. So I went in probably, I don't know, I probably went about 3/4 of the jar right there. We'll let that melt all together and then we'll give her a little taste test. Yawn flies. Is everybody else having flies as bad as we are this spring of 2024? Hey, horrible. And it ain't because of the chickens and stuff. I thought it was just here because I got chickens and quails and rabbits and such. But when you talk to other people in this parish we live in, they say they got them terrible too, and some of them don't have no kind of animals. I have some folks, they say, I don't want to go to his house. He's got animals out there and stuff. Well, about all I can tell them, if they don't like being around my animals, then don't come stop by my house. One of these days when you can't get no food and you want some food, then drive right on by. Don't stop by and say, well, he's got animals, he's got meat, he's got eggs. Yeah. I remember who some of these folks are. That there's gonna have to come up to a boil to get that melted in good, guys. So I'll be right back. Alright, well, we coming up to a boil real good. Getting the vinegar and the Captain riding these all together there. Let's see what we're tasting like. A little hot. Actually, these gonna be an expensive eggs, but I'm finna go in with the rest of it. Yeah. You ain't gonna sell none of these pickled eggs and make no money off of them, are you? But hey, I bought that just for this. So we're gonna see. Eggs like that, guys, may be for them special occasions. Can't have these eggs just to eat every afternoon when you get done working. These special occasion eggs here. Now I gotta let that melt down, then we're gonna get back and jar these up. Well, while that's coming up to a boil, we'll just go on and we're gonna do the same thing. Start going in with our eggs. Put a clove of garlic down in there. Couple pieces of sweet onion. Some more eggs. Some more onion. Guys, here a while back, a lady that I do her yard service for, she sent me a couple of jars. I think they was called fire and ice pickles. They was kind of a dill pickle, but not overly strong dill. Put my garlic in. But they were hot. And anybody that likes hot stuff, them was some good pickles. But they was just too hot for me. So I boiled me up some eggs, put in a jar, and I just poured that half-quart jar right into that quart jar over them eggs. Put the pickles and all in there, the juice, and then what little bit was left, topped it off with vinegar. Now them was some good eggs too, but I ate the eggs along with the pickles. But it had that flavor. It had that little dill flavor. It had that heat, but not overwhelming hot like the pickles was by themselves. So if you got any kind of pickles you like, you save the juice off a couple of jars, or if you want to do like I done and just put the pickles and all in there, you can do that. But like I said, now these ain't to store long term. These are to put in the ice box. Now look at that. I got 2, 4, 5 eggs left. So y'all know what Papaw's about to do? Since I had that sauce left from that Asian pickled eggs, them two mixed. Look at there. Them better looking far as prettiness, ain't they? We're finna go right in here because I saved that Asian. What is that, about a half a cup? We're gonna mix it with them Hawaiians. Since I got eggs left over. Might as well do a little fun experiment. Now the thing is here, y'all gonna have to watch my videos to watch the taste test and see when they come up at the end of some of my other videos. Shit, that mixed breed there may be better than the other ones altogether. Tastes pretty daggum good. I could have used about 3 more eggs in there. Alright guys, we're going to set them there and let them cool. Then before I go in tonight, we're going to throw them in the refrigerator there. And on the end of some of my videos, don't know when, don't know where, don't know what the video will be about. But y'all see me sampling these and tell y'all what I think about these. But as always, hope y'all have a great day. Blessed week. God bless. See y'all next time.